Hello, everyone. Well, we have not 1 but 2 days with a severe weather threat in Nebraska, so let's not waste any time. Let's get right to your hour-by-hour forecast. 8 a.m. this morning. The only stray showers that are going to be around are going to be in the most southern part of the state, so I'll mention a chance for a shower if you're in Beatrice, but the chance is low, and everyone else is going to be dry. Now, in the early afternoon, I do think we're going to see some isolated showers and storms pop up in the southeastern corner of the state, including around the Lincoln and Omaha area. These are not going to be severe storms, though. This is not what we're concerned about. But I do want to mention early and mid-afternoon, there probably will already be some isolated showers and weak storms around. What I'm concerned about is what's going to happen in the late afternoon and will continue through the evening hours. Latest models right now are focusing in very late this afternoon, maybe not until about 6 o'clock. See that activity around the McCook area. This could initially be a couple of supercell storms that pop up. We've also got to talk about how temperatures are going to vary today because look at the mid-90s. McCook, North Platte, Oshkosh, Scottsbluff, but farther to the east, especially because of the additional cloud cover and rain that's already going to be around. Notice not as warm. We're only talking about temperatures maybe even reaching just the mid to low 80s in the southeastern corner of the state, where I think a lot of us will be in the mid to upper 80s. Going to be breezy in central and eastern Nebraska. Out in the panhandle, though, not much wind today. So severe threat beginning roughly around 6 o'clock and then continuing through the evening hours. So the activity, again, firing up, looks like in the south central part of the state, and then will spread to the east. Here we are at 9 o'clock, and notice the activity firing back up in the southeastern corner of the state. So the chance coming back for places like Beatrice, Lincoln, Omaha. I do think as far as the chance for damaging wind and hail, that's going to be over with by midnight. I think the chance for those severe storms going away after midnight. However, what's interesting is after midnight, there still could be some additional showers and weak storms that pop up, particularly in the southeastern part of the state. So, though the severe threat will technically be over as far as damaging wind and hail, I still got to mention the chance that there for some flooding because the ground could get saturated in a few spots. And if you get one more thunderstorm, even if it's not a severe storm, that could lead to a few flooded roads very late tonight. So let's summarize all of this. Who has a chance of severe storms late this afternoon through the overnight hours? It stretches from North Platte on over to Omaha. Notice the far northern part of the state not included. Where we're most concerned about damaging wind and hail are places like Kearney and Grand Island, because that's where initially it'll be supercell storms that will eventually kind of cluster together and merge, and they won't be supercells anymore as they push to the east. But still got to mention the chance that there still could be some storms overachieving. But as far as the greatest threat for wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour and quarter size, I'm thinking Kearney and Grand Island, and it's smaller in Lincoln and Omaha. So we'll call it a medium-low threat for damaging wind and hail, a very low threat for tornadoes. It's not zero, but the chance is very low for an EF0 or EF1 tornado. Going with a low threat of flooding, a little more concerned with the flooding than the tornadoes actually because of the multiple rounds of activity. Now, this is not going to be widespread. I do want to stress that most of us only see a quarter inch to an inch of rain, but I do think it's a possibility that there could be a couple spots. They get a couple of thunderstorms, they could see up to 3 inches of rain. And if you see 3 inches of rain, that could lead to a few flooded roads, especially in low-lying, poorly drained locations. Can't stop yet. We've still got to talk about Friday. Now notice the leftover showers at this point in the southeastern corner of the state, 8 a.m. in the morning. Most are going to be dry, though, and still not much going on even when we jump ahead to noon. We're talking about a few showers, really here or there. I think probably best chance in the panhandle and still in the southeastern part of the state, but still nothing big. Got to start paying closer attention in the late afternoon. Now, I think the activity may fire up even a little bit faster tomorrow, as early as 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Look how we're starting to see those dark shades of red pop up. Also, I do have to mention, look at the activity in the far eastern part of the state. Now, this model, I'm not too impressed with it, but still warm and humid enough where maybe we could get a couple of stronger storms still already in the late afternoon around Lincoln and Omaha. Right now, though, some of the models are indicating that the greatest threat may be in the central and western part of the state with some activity firing up along a cold front. Notice temperatures tomorrow because starting out with some clouds and rain, cooler in the southeastern part of the state, but look at all the places that are going to be in the low to mid 90s ahead of the cold front. Breezy in central and western Nebraska. I actually got to call it windy in eastern Nebraska, Lincoln, Omaha, and those gusts around 30 miles per hour. Now, I think this activity along the front is going to be sliding to the east as we go through the evening hours. Now we're at 7 o'clock, and actually might be a little bit of a lull in activity before the activity in the central and western part of the state moves in very late Friday night for eastern Nebraska. But you can see those dark shades of red indicate potential for severe storms. So a lot going on because that little bit of activity earlier in the day might be a little wave of low pressure ahead of the cold front. So right now, we're going to keep it pretty general and say everybody in the state has at least a small chance for seeing severe storms during the late afternoon and evening hours on Friday. Most likely, though there's a good chance of seeing rain, it will just be heavy rain and lightning. But right now, leaving in the chance for wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour and perhaps some penny-sized hail. Look for an update on this